Hello guys, welcome to Anime Sensei channel. Well, in today's video I will show you 10 anime where the main character gets betrayed and goes dark. Yes, I know you all like this kind of anime, so before we start the video, if you can leave your like and subscribe to the channel, it would be a great help. Anyway, let's start the video. Number 10. Evil or Live. Severe internet addiction has become an epidemic infecting the nation's youth, ultimately resulting in their extreme dependence on the World Wide Web. Those who are too far gone are enrolled at Elite Re-Education Academy in order to help them grow into successful adults. Hibiki is one such teenager who awakens in the facility, unaware of how he came to be there. He learns from the head instructor that he was knocked out and brought to the school at his mother's behest, concerned with how belligerent her son was becoming as a result of his internet addiction. Stuck in a place more akin to a prison than an academy, and with no escape from the abuses of the instructors, Hibiki decides to end his life by jumping from the roof. But as fate would have it, he meets a mysterious man named Shin, who promises to give his life meaning. Number 9. Arifureta. The ordinary life of 17-year-old otaku Hajime Nagumo is disrupted when he and his classmates are summoned to a fantasy world and tasked with saving mankind. While his classmates are gifted with impressive abilities useful in combat, Hajime is belittled for only gaining an inferior transmutation skill that lacks any real offensive power. During an expedition in the Great Orcus Labyrinth, Hajime is betrayed by one of his classmates, plummeting him to the bottom of an abyss. Though he survives the fall, Hajime is faced with menacing monsters and misfortunes that send him spiraling into a grim nightmare. Desperate to live and return home one day, he resolves to fight for his survival, only to meet an imprisoned vampire he names Yu, who is also seeking to escape the labyrinth. Taking an interest in him, Yu and a few others along the way accompany Hajime on his journey to find a way back home, while steadily transforming from commonplace to the world's strongest. Number 8. Dead Man Wonderland. It looked like it would be a normal day for Ganta Igarashi and his classmates. They were preparing to go on a class field trip to a certain prison amusement park called Dead Man Wonderland, where the convicts perform dangerous acts for the onlookers' amusement. However, Ganta's life is quickly turned upside down when his whole class gets massacred by a mysterious man in red. Framed for the incident and sentenced to death, Ganta is sent to the very jail he was supposed to visit. But Ganta's nightmare is only just beginning. The young protagonist is thrown into a world of sadistic inmates and enigmatic powers to live in constant fear of the lethal collar placed around his neck that is slowed only by winning in the prison's deathly games. Ganta must bet his life to survive in a ruthless place where it isn't always easy to tell friend from foe, all while trying to find the mysterious Red Man and clear his name in Dead Man Wonderland. Number 7. From the New World. Following a sudden outbreak of psychokinesis in 0.1% of the population, a rapid transformation swept the world. The godlike ability to manipulate matter remotely turned many power wielders to violence, inciting a long period of upheaval. Finally, after a chaotic era shaped by the rise and fall of oppressive regimes, the psychic humans were able to achieve a fragile peace by isolating their society, creating a new world bound by complex rules. In the town of Kamisu 66, 12-year-old Saki Watanabe has just awakened to her powers and is relieved to rejoin her friends at Sage Academy, a special school for psychics. However, unease looms as Saki begins to question the fate of those unable to awaken to their powers, and the children begin to get involved with secretive matters such as the rumored tainted cat said to abduct children. Shinsekai Yori tells the unique coming-of-age story of Saki and her friends as they journey to grow into their roles in the supposed utopia. Accepting these roles, however, might not come easy when faced with the dark and shocking truths of society and the impending havoc born from the new world. Number 6. Penguin Drum. For the Takakura family, destiny is an ever-spinning wheel, pointing passionately in their direction with equal tides of joy and sorrow before ticking on to the next wishmaker. With their parents gone, twin brothers Kanba and Shuma live alone with their beloved little sister Himari, whose poor health cannot decline any further. On the day Himari is given permission to temporarily leave the hospital, her brothers take her out to the aquarium to celebrate, where the family's supposed fate is brought forth with her sudden collapse. However, when Himari is inexplicably revived by a penguin hat from the aquarium souvenir shop, the hand of fate continues to tick faithfully forward. With her miraculous recovery, though, comes a cost. There is a new entity within her body, whose condition for keeping her fate at bay sends the boys on a wild goose chase for the mysterious penguin drum. In their search, the boys will have to follow the threads of fate leading from their own shocking past and into the lives of other wishmakers vying for the penguin drum, all hoping to land upon their chosen destiny. Number 5. Btooom. Ryota Sakamoto is unemployed and lives with his mother, his only real achievement being that he is Japan's top player of the popular online video game Btooom. However, his peaceful life is about to change when he finds himself stranded on an island in the middle of nowhere, with a small green crystal embedded in his left hand and no memory of how he got there. To his shock, someone has decided to recreate the game he is so fond of in real life, with the stakes being life or death. Armed with a bag full of unique bombs known as Btooom, the players are tasked with killing 7 of their fellow participants and taking their green crystals in order to return home. Initially condemning any form of violence, Ryota is forced to fight when he realizes that many of the other players are not as welcoming as they may seem. Teaming up with Himiko, a fellow Btooom player, they attempt to get off the island together, coming closer and closer to the truth behind this contest of death. Number 4. 91 Days. As a child living in the town of Lawless, Angelo Lagusa has witnessed a tragedy. His parents and younger brother have been mercilessly slaughtered by the Venetti Mafia family. Losing everything he holds dear, he leaves both his name and hometown behind, adopting the new identity of Avilo Bruno. 7 years later, Avilo finally has his chance for revenge when he receives a mysterious letter prompting him to return to Lawless. Obliging, he soon encounters the Venetti Don's son Nero and seeks to befriend him using the skills he has quietly honed for years. Set during the Prohibition era, 91 Days tells the story of Avilo's dark, blood-stained path to vengeance as he slowly ends each of the men involved in the killing of his family. Number 3. Guilty Crown. Japan, 2039. 10 years after the outbreak of the apocalypse virus, an event solemnly regarded as Lost Christmas, the once proud nation has fallen under the rule of the GHQ, an independent military force dedicated to restoring order. Funeral Parlor, a guerrilla group led by the infamous Gai Tsutsugami, act as freedom fighters, offering the only resistance to the GHQ's cruel despotism. Inori Yuzuria, a key member of Funeral Parlor, runs into the weak and unsociable Shu Oma during a crucial operation, which results in him obtaining the Power of the Kings, an ability which allows the wielder to draw out the manifestations of an individual's personality or voids. Now an unwilling participant in the struggle against GHQ, Shu must learn to control his newfound power if he is to help take back Japan once and for all. Guilty Crown follows the action-packed story of a young high school student who was dragged into war, possessing an ability that will help him uncover the secrets of the GHQ, Funeral Parlor, and Lost Christmas. However, he will soon learn that the truth comes at a far greater price than he could have ever imagined. Number 2. Akame ga Kill. Night Raid is the covert assassination branch of the Revolutionary Army, an uprising assembled to overthrow Prime Minister Honest, whose avarice and greed for power has led him to take advantage of the child emperor's inexperience. Without a strong and benevolent leader, the rest of the nation is left to drown in poverty, strife, and ruin. Though the Night Raid members are all experienced killers, they understand that taking lives is far from commendable and that they will likely face retribution as they mercilessly eliminate anyone who stands in the revolution's way. This merry band of assassins' newest member is Tatsumi, a naive boy from a remote village who had embarked on a journey to help his impoverished hometown and was won over by not only Night Raid's ideals, but also their resolve. Akami ga Kill follows Tatsumi as he fights the Empire and comes face to face with powerful weapons, enemy assassins, challenges to his own morals and values, and ultimately what it truly means to be an assassin with a cause. Number 1. The Rising of the Shield Hero. The four cardinal heroes are a group of ordinary men from modern-day Japan, summoned to the kingdom of Melromark to become its saviors. Melromark is a country plagued by the waves of catastrophe that have repeatedly ravaged the land and brought disaster to its citizens for centuries. The four heroes are respectively bestowed a sword, spear, bow, and shield to vanquish these waves. Naofumi Iwatani, an otaku, becomes cursed with the fate of being the shield hero. Armed with only a measly shield, Naofumi is belittled and ridiculed by his fellow heroes and the kingdom's people due to his weak offensive capabilities and lackluster personality. When the heroes are provided with resources and comrades to train with, Naofumi sets out with the only person willing to train alongside him, Malti Melromark. He is soon betrayed by her, however, and becomes falsely accused of taking advantage of her. Naofumi then becomes heavily discriminated against and hated by the people of Melromark for something he didn't do. With a raging storm of hurt and mistrust in his heart, Naofumi begins his journey of strengthening himself and his reputation. Further along, however, the difficulty of being on his own sets in. So Naofumi buys a demi-human slave on the verge of death named Raftalia to accompany him on his travels. As the waves approach the kingdom, Naofumi and Raftalia must fight for the survival of the kingdom and protect the people of Melromark from their ill-fated future. Well, this was today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel. And also enter on my Discord server. The link will be in the description of the video. Anyway, see you in the next video.